They signed it like this, but that's okay. My brother's name signs like this, so we push that name sign aside, do something different. Name signs like this. But you probably thought of my brother, he's coming, I think in June, he's coming here. Alright, I want to thank you for welcoming me here. The breakfast was wonderful, quite delicious. I loved it. So let's go ahead and start with the message. Talking today about Abraham. And Isaac. I don't have a name sign for Isaac, I'll just spell it. Taken up here from Genesis chapter 22, verse 1 through 24. I'm not going to read the whole thing, we'll just look at parts of it. But the point of it is that Abraham and Isaac had gone up to the mountain because God had told Abraham, you've got to take your son Isaac and kill him as a sacrifice. So I want you to think about this. God, Jesus, together, and then Abraham and Isaac. Think of those two pairs, comparing them. So we've got two men, two guys, Abraham and Isaac, going up to the Mount Moriah. Made the trip up there. Abraham is doing everything, getting ready to sacrifice his son. And Isaac is willing to be sacrificed. He knows it's a terrible experience for both of them. What's so important about Mount Moriah is that up there, seeing the cross up there, so the next slide, we're going to look at 3 different points. First, this was a test God had prepared for Abraham. So looking at verse 1, God told Abraham, take your one and only son Isaac, go up to Mount Moriah, and kill him as a sacrifice. Now you know Abraham is thinking, this is his only son, and Abraham is very old. When Isaac was born, he was over 100. God has promised that Abraham, that your family will multiply, that they will go on for many generations to be the greatest nation. And yet here he is telling him he needs to kill his son. So what's he to do? I have to remember that Abraham's already been through these different things that have led up to this. And God, a long time ago, had told him that take of this large group of people, move and take them to a new place. He's done all that. And he's taken all of the people, all these different people and whatnot, and animals and whatnot, and all this. They've made this trip and gone to this new place, and they don't know exactly where they're going, but God has told Abraham, take this group, go there, follow me, go this way, everything will be fine, go with it. So they get there, they arrive where they're going, and Lot, Abraham, they have all these various different things, animals and whatnot, and they're separating their share. You know, take as many as you, telling Lot, Abraham tells Lot, take as many as you want. And all this land over here is yours, you use here, and then Abraham will go in this different area and use this land. So this here we go, this is sacrifices, learning and giving, but yeah, going through all this, he's trusting God again and again, because he has to. He just has to. So now, here we have God telling Abraham, kill your son. Be ready to do that. And even God's been with him. He's gone through taking care of him from here to there. He's taken care of everything so far. So Abraham thinks, sure, go ahead with it. I will sacrifice it. So let me explain a little bit more about this. Taken from the Old Testament, there's so many different examples that pop up again and again of the experiences that Jesus is going to have that was to come. You know, the Christ and Psalms 69 talks about different things, and you look at Isaiah 53 and everything, all these different messages that are leading about Jesus and how he's going to be sacrificed. So here it is, Abraham is needing to show God his crucifying his son for him, for Jesus, looking towards what's to be Jesus' experience. This is my first time to use the Kindle like this at the screen, how it goes dark. I have to make it back up so I can see it again. So I don't know, I'm so used to the way things used to be, but I get used to this. It's okay anyway. So Abraham's thinking, and not all of you are thinking, some of you have children, I know. Can you imagine telling God telling you to kill your son, kill your child? Go ahead, do it. You would feel totally heartbroken. Feel totally lost, right? Yeah. Abraham is trusting in God yet. Sorry, I gotta get a little more uncomfortable a bit better. But Abraham has trusted God all this time. Yet here, God is telling him to do this to his only son, the son that he loves so much. You imagine God, what it felt for him when he had to do the same thing for Jesus, to see Jesus crucified. That was so much worse for him. Because with God, this is different for Abraham. Abraham could trust God that he was going to bring him back. I mean, here God just knew he had to sacrifice Jesus and have to watch and see all of that happen. Can you imagine? I want you to really think about this and understand what God has done for you, the love he has for all of you. I mean, he has given up everything for you and me. So, back to the point. We're here, we're looking toward this prophet Moriah. So he already knew that this what was to happen. God knew long ago, Adam and Eve, all of that they would sin, that they would take of the fruit. He knew that. God already knew all of these plans. He knew Jesus would die. He already knew that a long time ago, before the world was even made. He had all these plans to know that Jesus would be killed and crucified. But he did all of this anyway. Meaning God will change the rules. I mean, he can change rules. He made up all the rules. He can do it the way he wants. It's all his decision. But through all this, he's showing love to all of us. Showing us his love, his grace. And that is what he wants all of us to do by having Jesus. Next part. Abraham had trusted God. So Abraham's telling Isaac, his son, the process, what is to come for him. Abraham's trusting God. He's believing that everything's going to be okay. I'm going to kill Isaac, and God will bring him back to life. Because I know he can. Taken from the book of Hebrews, in chapter 11, it says that Abraham believed that God could bring Isaac back to life. So, next part, we have to learn to do the way of the cross. decided, I will sacrifice my son. So, gotta go to this place, make this trip. It's gonna take me 3 days or so. Get there. Can you imagine for yourselves making that trip, having your son with him, not knowing what all's going to happen? Along this trip, you're thinking through you're gonna have to kill him. You're just starting to hate what's to come. You're just disgusted by it, knowing that you have to do it. You have to do it. Well, it's the same thing for Jesus. It's the same thing for God with Jesus. Luke chapter 23. It says that when you arrive at this place where the cross is on the mountain, Jesus will be crucified. God also could see that Jesus would be died, that Jesus would die, that he would be killed. But he had been with him 33 years leading up to this time. He was looking toward this time, that he would be crucified. So, Abraham and Isaac ready to go. Got the donkey, they've got the wood, they've got the fire, they've got the knife, he's got everything ready. They travel, they get to the place. Also, along the way, he also brought some servants as well. But as they went, got to a certain point, told the servants, you stay here, and just the two of us. Just Abraham and Isaac would go on up. I'll be back. Yet, through all this, he's going to keep trusting God. He knew he was going to kill his son. But he looks at the servants and says, we'll be back. He looks to them and says, we'll go up, we'll be back. Same idea, parallel with Jesus' story. Jesus, the crucifixion. Before that time, there was when he was in the garden of, can't say it, the garden of Gethsemane. Anyway. But Jesus went there, he prayed. Along the trip, he had disciples with him. He had Peter, Thomas, all these with him. He looked to his 3 disciples and told them, stay out here. I'm going to go in and just spend some time. Jesus needed to spend time with his Father. It's going to be just the two of them in the garden. So he left them behind. Same with the story of Abraham and Isaac, left the servants behind. After the way of the cross, the next part is looking to the word of the cross, meaning, what is the whole point of the cross? And what happened with Abraham and Isaac in their trip? Isaac started to think, okay, I have to carry this. He's carrying the cross. Got Dad here. He's got all these things with him. He's got a knife. He's got no lamb with us to sacrifice. Don't have anything else with us. So Isaac's asking Dad, where's the lamb? Abraham's like, God will provide a lamb for us. Now, Abraham is totally heartbroken, thinking, Isaac is asking this. He knows what's going to happen. Here it is, his son's asking him about the lamb. Where's the lamb? Isaac's not dumb. He knows something's up. He knows. However, so he goes ahead. Can you imagine for God having Jesus there with him in the garden? Jesus is praying with them. He's crying out to God, and he's trying to see, is there any other way? Is this the way for me? Can you imagine for God how heartbroken he would feel seeing this? wanting to help his son, but knowing he can't. You know that Abraham wants to have a lamb to sacrifice. He doesn't want to sacrifice his son, but he can't. It's got to follow through with God. He has to go ahead with it. So, Isaac and Abraham have made their way up, and I'm sure that Isaac understood what's going to happen. He's going to hurt me. He's going to kill me. Same thing with Jesus. Jesus knew what was going to happen to him. He knew what was to come. And he went ahead, went forward. Next part. Here we are. Right. The work of the cross. The Bible explains each step. How Abraham, what he did, he got the wood, put it up there, got the fire ready, getting his son tied up, laying him up there, ready, taking up the knife, Abraham's holding the knife, getting ready to strike his son, not ready to stop until at the very last moment. An angel stops and says, "Hold, wait." Can you imagine Abraham, what's going through, what he's thinking? I'm sure he's thinking, God, please stop me before I have to actually do this. Please, intervene, something come along, something, please. I don't want to do this, but I will. Can you imagine? He's got the knife, he's holding it. You're not stopping me, you really want me to do this, God. Okay, I'm going ahead, I'm going to do it. And then finally there, at that last moment, God stops him. Can you imagine God knowing? Think of yourselves as fathers, how you would feel. There you have God as a father watching Jesus, all that he's going through. He's being taken to a place where he's going to be killed. He's being put up on the wood to be crucified. Standing up there on the cross, going through all that, waiting for that moment, waiting for all of this to stop, but you can't do anything about it. Can you imagine all of this, how God felt? We look at the difference between Abraham and God. With Abraham's situation, God did stop Abraham, did stop him from killing Isaac. However, in the other situation with God and Jesus, he went on with it, went through. That God saves us. If God had saved Jesus, had stopped him from being killed, then all of us were sure to all of us to go to hell. And yet God knew he had to crucify, had to let Jesus die. Now to the last part. God protected Abraham. God stopped Abraham. Everything's okay. Now Isaac was not sacrificed, but much later, Jesus would be. Jesus was taken from the line of Abraham, had come down through that Jerusalem, off from Mary's line, all of this, for all of this. God knew all of this, what was to experience, what Jesus was experiencing for us. But I'm just thinking, what was Isaac thinking when this was all done? What was he thinking? Think for yourselves. If your father had tied you down, he's taken a knife, he's coming at you with it. You got to think to yourself, what's going on? Why is he trying to kill me? I'm sure Abraham explained this to him, finding Isaac to accept it, knew what was to happen. But also, end of the story, God stopped Abraham from killing his son. Then he went to the ram. There was a ram there close by, could use that for the sacrifice. So exchanged the animal for his son. you imagine Isaac thinking, looking, feeling sorry for this horrible, this lamb that's dying for me? Maybe he cried a little bit. Maybe he sat. It's the same thing with the story of Christ. When you think of all that Jesus did for you, I mean, how would you feel? Is it all important to you? Does it make you happy? Do you not care about it? Whatever? Really, thinking of the life, most Christians, how they live today, how they behave. I mean, I don't know if all the inside, but if you look at the outside, how you behave, how you act, including myself. Many of us don't think much about it. They think, okay, it's not that important. You've got to understand all that God has done for you. When you look at Jesus and going to heaven, everything, Jesus has everything up there in his kingdom. And yet, he came, he sacrificed himself to come to be a man. He came and he was not a wealthy man, he was a poor man. And he lived on this earth. People made fun of him, they persecuted him, and he took all of it, he accepted it. But that wasn't the worst part. What got even worse was up there on the cross, God left him. Left him there all alone. And that's why Jesus was crying out to him, my God. He'd always been with the Father, ever since, always been. The Father had always been right there with him all the way through to the end. And at that last moment, God lets him die. So much because Jesus' love for you. It's so important. Do not forget this, that he loves you. No matter what sins, what wrongdoings you have done, he still loves you. Jesus there on the cross, looking down, seeing all these people looking to God, telling God to forgive all of them. They do not know what they do. Jesus forgives all people. All of them. Picture the Old Testament's exact experience that was to come with God, the cross, the Father. So now I'm done. I will pray. I think we've got a song. We've got a time of invitation for people if they want to come up to the front. If you want me to pray with you, I'll be up here at the front. Let's go ahead into prayer. Our Heavenly Father, we thank you so much for all that you have given. You've given us Jesus. Thankful for the love you've given to us. We're thankful for all the blessings you give to us. Now we ask that you bless all of those here. Some of them maybe not yet saved, but they're ready to make a decision to be saved. Some are Christians, they've gotten away from you and they're ready to get back with you. Help them with that. But maybe they've got some sort of situation, a problem, something they're going through. They need your wisdom, your peace. Thank you again for so many of your blessings. In Jesus' name, amen.